So welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be talking all things Ark 2. Now last night on social media there was so much discussion to do with dinosaurs in Ark 2, and I thought it was very interesting, and it was quite nice for Wildcard to give us a little bit of a discussion from what we want to see in Ark 2 and what we don't want to see in Ark 2. I'm going to be reading through all of that stuff to you guys today, so I do hope you do enjoy. As always, if you enjoy the videos, let's go for a crazy like target of 1,000 likes on today's video. It seriously supports the channel more than I can even explain to you guys. Thank you for all the support and make sure to be subscribed. Let's get in with the video, which this was the first thing which I thought was very interesting. Now this person asked Craig Brown saying, question in reference to Ark 2. Are you considering more recent discoveries of dinosaurs in Ark 2? For example, scientists now believe there were 3 species of Rex, or are you sticking to the traditional Ark 1 dinos? Now, Craig Brown came back with a very interesting response to this, saying, 1. I am constantly reading up on any new dinosaur information that becomes available, but I don't push any idea forward until they become generally accepted by the scientific community, and this theory is not. A lot of prominent voices are currently unconvinced. So he went on to say, 2. These people don't believe there is enough evidence to support this claim. Paul Barrett, a dinosaur expert in the Natural History Museum in London. David, a carnivore dino expert at the University of London. And also someone in the Field Museum in Chicago thinks the same. And then he said O'Connor went so far to say the new hypothesis regarding the T-Rex diversity is very poorly justified and is unlikely to make it through the process. And so basically that you guys know what they're saying. They're just saying there's not enough evidence for that. But then he does go on to say, that said, I am and others on the team are always keeping an eye out and an ear for stories from the community about dinos and other extinct critters. But to be honest, when it comes down to it, we make decisions based on what's fun, not what's right. So that went from kind of like, looks like we're not getting that to like the team kind of just makes decisions on what they believe is best for the game, what would be fun for the community, rather than not, what's not right. So already the Rex that you see in the trailer of Ark 2 is different from the first one in the first game. This one has like more like feathers and stuff, looks really awesome, and that has obviously been said what Rexes have been like in the past. I mean, I am not an expert at all, and I'm not going to give any like information on things unless it's like proven by scientists, because I am not like a professional or anything. But I do think it would be cool to see some different Rexes in the game. If not, I wouldn't mind just seeing the one we saw in the trailer, but then loads of other new carnivores that still haven't been released into the game. I mean, we are getting the Kark, which is coming later in the year with Ark 1. So it's very interesting that they're actually releasing that in the final year of Ark 1. It shows they are still showing love to the first game. Like, not many games give players that much new content when a new game is just around the corner. So then also, this is something to do with separately kind of from dinos, but it's to do with the modders side of things. This person said, would it actually be alright if modders could port to Ark 1 assets into Ark 2? And Craig Brown replied saying, I mean, I wouldn't mind. So I do think this will be a thing that would happen. I'm not too sure how it's going to happen because we don't know what Ark 2 is going to be like, how similar it's going to be to the first game. I'm sure they wouldn't let all the work from the modders go to waste on the first game. I mean, it hasn't really gone to waste because a lot of them have made it to the official game, but you've got to think how much amazing content has been created, and the game has been kept alive by its modding community. So I definitely do believe that they will show that support from Ark 1 assets into Ark 2 in the future. Now, the next thing was a very, very big thing, which Cedric went on to talk about top 5 must-haves for Ark 2, and also then later on he talks about what top things you wouldn't want to see in Ark 2. So Spinosaurus was trending, and Cedric said, I'm okay with this. Spino would be in my personal top 5 must-haves for Ark 2. What's in yours? So one of the modders that created Valguero and the new up-and-coming Fjord Viking map replied saying, my personal top 5 for Ark 2 is the Thyla, the Brachiosaur, the Maywing. He said, I know it won't happen, but Let Me Dream, the Andrew Sarkis, which we haven't actually seen yet, but I'm sure he's actually seen because it's his map coming out, and the Mosasaur. And Craig Brown replied saying, I am neither confirming nor denying the Maywing for Ark 2, but I am saying that they exist on the Gen ship, which means they exist in the universe, so it's not impossible. And then obviously the modders replied saying, if you won't add it, we modders are gonna add it, which is very, very, very cool. So again, it's not impossible that we won't see Maywing for Ark 2, which I think is quite a nice thing to read through there, because I think we all do love the Maywing. It's a lot of fun, one of the best creatures added in with Gen 2, which well, in my personal opinion, and very obviously, well, for me, easy to tame. It wasn't when we first started playing the game. So moving on from that, there was a little message from Loaded Crisis himself, who replied to Cedric saying, did I just speak to myself? And like, no, okay. So I said, be cool to see like an Ocean TLC, the Megalodon and the Mosa, but bigger. This is, and then I put a little thing saying, this is me assuming Ark 2's oceans will be bigger. And Cedric replied to me with a very interesting, gif with like the raising eyes, like the raising eyebrows kind of thing. So I didn't really know what to take from that. I just put a little like winky face in response, because I don't know whether this is something, maybe the oceans will be bigger. I think it's pretty easy to know, and it's like common sense, that Ark 2 oceans are going to be so much better than the first ones and more in depth. But I just thought that would be something cool, because I've seen some comments of people saying get rid of Ark ocean creatures in general. I was thinking, no, I know they don't have as much of a position in like PvP metas and stuff like that, because it's very land dominated, but I really just think that would be cool. Imagine jumping in the ocean and seeing a giant megalodon fin coming up to maybe or even near your boat or whatever's going to be planned for rafts and stuff in Ark 2. I just think that would be one of the scariest things, like, and maybe some like in-game music, like, not obviously you can't have Jaws music because that's copyright, but something similar to that. So I was interested to see Cedric's response there. And then he did go on to say, okay, I don't like doing one-sided questions. On the other hand, what are your top 5 dinos you could do without in Ark 2? So for me, this one, I had instantly came to my head, Troodon. Now, again, I know people are going to disagree with me on certain things. This is just my opinion. I'm not going to be pushing this forward to make this happen, but just naming a few: Troodon, Microraptor. I mean, the raptor pounce ability is very annoying, but obviously never remove raptors. We love raptors. But I think the top 2 for me there, just Microraptors and Troodons, just drive me insane. And I know there's a lot of others that are just so pointless and so annoying in Ark that just don't need to be there. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you don't want in Ark 2, what you just think you really could do without, and like there's just like no reason for them to be there. I know there needs to be some form of like difficulty in the game. You don't want the game to become too easily too quickly, but for me, just a Troodon, the Microraptor, they're just it's not even difficulty, it's just annoyance. You can't do anything about it. There's no battles. But again, you guys can decide what you think in the comment section down below. So there were the main points that we were talking through last night in the discussion page on Twitter for Ark Survival Evolved 2. The one thing that I always find very interesting is Ark 2 is meant to be coming out sometime at the end of this year or in early 2023, and we're still getting very early questions about it. I suppose I don't know how the programming process works for this game or anything like that, but I'd hope that Wildcard kind of have an understanding what dinos they want, but community feedback is something they need more than anything. They can't just make a game without, and remove loads of stuff that people love for the game, because then they're going to just like go completely off with it. So community feedback is so huge to making a great game. So out of all of these points, I'd love to read through the comments and see what you guys think about this. And what I did actually want to talk about after the Ark 2 stuff was just, again, people that are playing Ark 1 at the moment and watching this video and wondering what's going on in the community, there was an Evo event that finished on Monday, and the Crunch will return on Friday as they prepare for an excellent event. So the Easter event, we should have information on that either this Crunch or the next Crunch, and the upcoming Fjord map. We're still meant to be seeing some more sort of creature reveals and pictures and stuff of the Fjord creatures, so hopefully that will come within like the next few weeks or something. So that's what's going on with Ark 1 overall. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy. I love when Wildcard give us this like opportunity to really talk through discussions and stuff and get some more Ark 2 news, because it's so quiet at the moment and we really want to know more. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you in my next video. Let's see if we can smash that 1,000 likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you guys later.